Good morning everybody. Today we're going to look at section 2, the investing activities of the cash flow statement. And that means that we will be looking for the amount that we paid for any new assets and the amount we received from the sale of an asset or assets. Very important to realize that when I have a purchase, I have an outflow of cash, so there will be a bracket in my answer. When we have a proceed, that means it's an inflow of cash, so there is no bracket for that. Right, let's look at our calculation. It is extremely important that you remember that when we do the calculation, it must be at carrying value. If the information is given to you at cost, you have to calculate the carrying value. A reminder, carrying value is cost minus accumulated depreciation of the past minus the current depreciation of this year. Right, now when we do the calculation, we have a formula that we use. We have the balance at the beginning, but it must be carrying value. Then it's got to be the purchases. The purchases will be at cost because there is currently no accumulated depreciation on a new item yet. Depreciation is the depreciation of this year, of the current year, or as per income statement, and minus any disposals, and this has to be at carrying value, and the answer is your balance at the end. So whenever you want to do section 2 and you need to calculate what was actually paid or what was actually received, you use the same steps in your calculation. It depends on what we are looking for. If we are looking for purchases, this will be the amount that will be missing. If we are looking for disposals, this will be the missing amount that we will have to calculate. Let me explain further. We can see that in the vehicles there has been an increase. So we can decide, okay, let's just take this and this, minus it from each other. The difference must then be what we've purchased. But there's more information. There's information saying that there was a vehicle sold as well. So it's not just that straightforward. Fortunately, our information is given at carrying value, so we don't have to calculate this as carrying value. It's carrying value already. Land and buildings, you can see, has increased. And this is always at cost. There can never be carrying value because we don't have accumulated depreciation or depreciation on land and buildings. So this one, take note of it, because this is an increase that we've got to be aware of. Now let's quickly see. From 95 to 120 is, I think, 25,000. Let's just double check. It's 25,000. So we can write this 25,000 here as the purchase of non-current assets already, because we can work that one out. It is clear to see that, right? But this one is a little bit more interesting. So let's go and fill in the information. The carrying value at the beginning balance is 156,000, sorry. 156,000. Right, now we're looking for purchases. Well, we don't know what the purchase is, what it is, so this is my missing amount. Depreciation is given to me on the current year, and we have to deduct the depreciation. Don't have to calculate it, it's done for me. And then disposals at book value, nothing more to calculate, it's done at book value, but I have to deduct that as well. And then the balance at the end is 162,700. Now, as you can see, we are sitting with one amount that's missing, and that is possible to calculate. If we go bottom up, we do the opposite from what we see. So we take 162,700, we add the 80,000, we add the 12,000, and we deduct the 156,000, and we are left with 98,700, and this is the amount we paid for the extra or the new car. 98,700. So that is the amount that's going to be added to this one. And now we know what is the purchase of non-current assets all in all, and that is 123,700. 123,700. It's in a bracket because it was purchased, so it was an outflow of cash. Now, the proceeds from the sale of an asset, we didn't have to calculate it here, but it was given to us. The vehicle was sold at book value for 80,000 rand. So the vehicle was sold at book value. So if the book value is given to you, it means that whole process of original price, cost price, minus accumulated depreciation, minus depreciation has been done. The book value is 80,000. We have sold it at 80,000 rand. The book value was 80,000 rand. So that is my investing activities. So the answer of this block, which is 123,700 minus 80,000, is 43,700, but it's a negative, so it means my investing activities had an outflow of cash of 43,700. So this is section 2. Most importantly to remember is we have to work in carrying value. And as I said, I will do on another video the different ways that they can ask the question with regards to investing activities. But know that we have a formula that we use to calculate our investing activities. And you can have your vehicles here, and you can work with your land and buildings here. You can combine it, but I think it can be a little bit more complicated if you do that. So look at your vehicles on its own, look at equipment on its own, and look at land and buildings on its own, and add all those amounts together. I hope you understand investing activities.